Solihull Radio.
Good afternoon and welcome once again to Sunday Sessions with me, Leigh Perry. I'm with you until 6. We're live from Touchwood. You're listening to Solihull Radio.
Leigh Perry on Solihull Radio.
Got a double dose of Stevie Wonder for you this afternoon, starting off with his classic, Superstition.
Very superstitious.
go. Good afternoon once again and welcome to Sunday Sessions. I'm with you until 6. I'm Leigh Perry and you are listening to Solihull Radio. That was, of course, Stevie Wonder's Superstition with Huey Lewis opening the show. Well, it's just 2 weeks to go until Christmas. Are you all ready? Are you out Christmas shopping? We're live from Touchwood and it's absolutely packed here this afternoon. I've got a really busy show lined up for you with some great music. We've got some rock, some pop, some Motown and some reggae, as well as joining me in the studio this afternoon, I've got 2 local bands. In a few minutes, I'll be talking to Steve. He's from the band Tin Fish, and also the guys from Tokyo Storm, and we're going to be playing some of their tracks from their new albums. If you'd like to get in touch with us this afternoon, you can do that. If you've got any music requests or, of course, any questions for the guests, you can call us. The number is 0121 70 40 185. You can text in on 075 64 30 30 64, or of course you can email studio@solihullradio.com. Last week, you remember, I had the Love Actually album out, and I think I played 4 tracks from that, and I've got a couple more lined up this afternoon. But before we do that, and before I speak to the guests, I've got a Christmas track lined up. This is from the Bublé Christmas album, and it's his arrangement of All I Want for Christmas.
Don't want a lot for Christmas. There's just one thing I need. I don't care about those presents underneath the Christmas tree. See, I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. You know that all I want for Christmas is you. I won't ask for much this Christmas. I won't even wish for snow. No, I'm just gonna keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe. There's no sense in hanging stockings there upon the fireplace, 'cause Santa, he won't make me happy with a toy on Christmas Day. I just want you here tonight, holding on to me so tight. Girl, what can I do? You know that all I want for Christmas is you. All the lights are shining so brightly everywhere, and the sound of children's laughter fills the air, and everyone is singing. I can hear those sleigh bells ringing. Santa, won't you bring me the one I really love? Won't you please bring my baby to me? I don't want a lot for Christmas. This is all I'm asking for. No, I just wanna see my baby standing right outside my door. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. You know that all I want for Christmas is you. Is you.
Solihull Radio.
You told me I'm the only woman for you. Nobody does it like I do. Then make a move before you try and go much further. Oh baby, you are the one. You are the one. And heaven waits her at my door. And if you want more, if you want more, jump for my love. Jump in and feel my touch. Jump if you wanna taste my kisses in the night. Then jump for my love. I know my heart can make you happy. Jump in, you know these arms can fill you up. Jump if you wanna taste my kisses in the night. Then jump for my love. When you are next to me, oh, I come alive. Your love burns inside. Oh, it feels so right. Come to me if you want me to. Jump. I know my heart can make you happy. Jump in, you know these arms can fill you up. Jump if you wanna taste my kisses in the night. Then jump for my love.
Leigh Perry on Solihull Radio.
That was Girls Aloud and Jump. So that was from the Love Actually album, which got out ready for Christmas. Lots of Christmas tracks lined up and lots of great music coming up after 5. Also going to be talking to local resident Mike Fisher about what's going on round and about in the area. And before that, right here in the studio at Solihull Radio, we're based at Touchwood and we're live. I've got Steve and Ellie. Steve is from the band Tin Fish. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. Very well, thank you.
Good. You found us okay then?
Yes, eventually.
Eventually. Okay, so Tin Fish.
Tin Fish, retro punk band.
Okay. Very unusual name, I have to say.
Indeed. The original idea for Tin Fish, we were going to call it Troy's Tin Fish,
Right.
after Stingray. But Dave, the guitarist, just thought it would be simpler if it was just Tin Fish. And we went with that, and it seems to work. It's memorable.
Perfect. So how many members in the band?
It's a 3-piece band.
Oh, okay.
Consists of Loz Payne on drums,
Right.
Dave Brown on guitar and vocals, and myself on bass and vocals.
Okay. So how long have you been going as a band?
As a band, we've been going, this lineup's been going about 2.5 years, but we've all been associated with each other for the last 40 years.
Oh, gosh, a long time. You've known each other.
Me and Dave go back to the late 70s, where we crossed over in various punk bands together.
Okay.
And Loz, he's my son's best mate, and he was the drummer in Duller in Colour. And I did a little bit with them, and we sort of, they're on a rest as well at the moment. So we just sort of said to Loz a few years ago, do you fancy playing a bit with us? And that was it, off it went.
Fantastic. So what type of music are you? You're rock?
Well, punk's hard to describe because most people think back to the Pistols and the Clash.
Yeah, that's what I think of.
And they think of, it had a bad reputation at times.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's got a massive genre to it. It's wide. It can be poppy, it can be aggressive, it can be fast, it can be political. There's no one real label it falls under, and every band takes it forward in their own way. It's more of an attitude to how you want to do things and what you want to write.
Sure, okay. So I have got your CD here.
Ooh.
Let's make some noise.
Yes, well, that came from a catchphrase from Dave. Because he always used to say when we'd be going out to do something, he says, come on, let's go and make some noise. So I was sitting down one day at home and I thought, oh, I might write a song about that.
Good title, isn't it?
Yeah, so wrote it, took the skeleton of the song into the guys in the studio. They had to listen to it, and within 4 weeks, it was more or less ready to record.
Perfect. Shall we have a listen to that, and then we can have a chat after that? I've got track 1 lined up, which is the title track. Yeah, have a listen. That's track 1. That's Let's Make Some Noise from the album of the same name. And that's from the band Tin Fish. And Steve is with me here in the studio at Solihull Radio. Great production. So it's just a 3-piece band.
Yeah, just the 3 of us. We kind of write to a formula and include a 4th man, space.
Right.
So the general idea of how we write skeletons of songs, and we always try and leave the 4th man in, which is nothing. So we use that to play against.
Right, okay.
Trying to light and shade, taking songs up and down, lift them up and down. But a lot of credit to John Rivers for engineering, producing that. He's done a marvellous job on it.
He has. So I actually picked up on this because I looked at this CD cover last night. So the actual CD is recorded live, which is very unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, John's brilliant at doing this. It's one of the things he's fantastic at catching. We went into the studio and we said to him, we want to catch the energy in the song.
Yeah.
So there was no click track, there was nothing put on it. We just went in the studio, everything went down, bang, we flew it, and that was it. And he just came down, and he's caught that energy in it.
Definitely.
Which is just
Definitely.
his speciality, really.
Sure. So Woodbine Street Studios, is that local to us?
Leamington Spa.
Okay. Yeah, not far.
Yeah, he recorded, he did Ghost Town from the Specials. He was involved in that.
Oh, I love that. I love the Specials.
Great song. He's recently done Army of Skanks. He's done Ocean Colour Scene, Buzzcocks along the way. He's recorded some really good bands. He's the go-to guy if you really want to produce an album.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that. Love that. So what's the cover about? What's the artwork on this cover?
The artwork's interesting because Dave, the guitarist, he's half Mexican.
Okay.
And he's got a liking for sugar skulls and all things Day of the Dead. So he picked the album cover, and the representation of the guns and the female is Let's Make Some Noise.
So we need to describe this. Obviously, we're on the radio. So we've got the cover, which is like a black background, and we've got a lady's face, long hair, and almost like artwork on top of a face, isn't it? And then the two gun barrels.
Mexican, yeah, it's Mexican.
Really unusual.
If you
Love
see
it.
The Day of the Dead and you watch anything like that,
Yeah.
That's the sort of face painting and masks that they wear. And I suppose it represents a mask at the end of the day as well.
Yeah, yeah. So talking about the writing of the music, so it's yourself that co-writes this with the drummer?
With Dave, the
Yeah,
guitarist.
Guitarist, okay.
And Loz contributes all his parts as well. So every single one of us can contribute massively to every single track we write. There's no one person has any more take in the songs than the rest of us. We all contribute equally to everything.
Okay, and everybody writes. I mean, I've had quite a few bands in recently. Obviously, everybody works in a different way with a different format. How do you work? Do you start with one of you coming up with the words, and then, or is it a beat that you start off with, a bass line?
That's really interesting because the new album that's coming out in January on Bunny Boiler Records, the lead track on that called Demolition Man, we had a track called The Lunatics, and the end of it went absolutely berserk, and that was Loz wrote that part, and we went away, I sat home and I thought, that's a song in itself.
Yeah.
So we took it back in the studio and we wrote Demolition Man off a coda. And that's the title track of the next EP album coming out. So Loz has got a lot of credit to doing that. And everybody's got their own mechanical parts in it. So there's no one person sits down and scores it as music. It'll go in as a skeleton, a black and white version. And then we'll work on it, we'll add to it, we'll layer harmonies, we'll look at what the best approach for each song is. And then we'll start them slow and then we speed them up and get them to the BPM that we want.
Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so what kind of inspiration do you take as a musician? What other musicians do you aspire to? And do you like all genres of music and all kinds of music, like I do? I
love music, all kinds. I'm a child of the 60s, and I was brought up listening to the Beatles, the Kinks, bands like that, Frank Sinatra, Ray Charles, Louis Armstrong, ragtime. Going into the 70s, then Slade come along, glam rock, and the world is getting a bigger place, and you're learning to play music, you're getting into music, and you hear something. And Slade for me was the thing that really turned me to bass playing. Jimmy Lee's sound he had, and I thought, wow, that's great. Then he went into the sort of disco era, and then punk hit, and then that was it, bang. It was one of those light bulb moments that I want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I love all kinds of music. We're just going to play a track here, and then we'll come back. We've got another one to hear from your album, Steve. This is one of I think this guy is incredible, Jules Holland.
Oh, phenomenal squeeze.
Yep. And this is Jules Holland working, of course he works regularly, doesn't he, with the amazing soul voice of Ruby Turner. So let's have a listen to this. This is Peace in the Valley.
Well, I am tired. I'm so weary, but I must go along till the Lord comes and calls me away. Oh yes, and the morning will be bright, and the Lamb is alive, and the night is as black as the sea. Oh yeah, and there'll be peace in the valley. I said for me, someday there will be peace in the valley. For me, dear Lord, I pray, no more sadness, no sorrow, no trouble. I shall see there shall be peace in the valley. I say for me, someday, for the winds will be gentle, and the wounds will be tame, and the lion shall lay down by the lamb. Oh yes, and the beast from the wild shall be led by a child here, and I'll be changed from this creature, Lord, that I am. Oh yeah, and there'll be peace in the valley. I said for me, someday there will be peace in the valley. For me, dear Lord, I pray, no more sadness, no sorrow, no trouble. I shall see there shall be peace in the valley. I say for me, someday there will be peace in the valley. I say for me, someday there'll be peace in the valley. For me, dear Lord, I pray, no more sadness, sorrow, trouble. I shall see there shall be peace in the valley. I said for me, my God, someday there will be peace in the valley. I said for me, my God, someday there will be peace, yeah, in the valley. For me, dear Lord, I pray, no more sadness, sorrow, trouble. I shall see there will be peace, yeah, in the valley. For me, peace, Lord, in the valley. For me, Lord, in the valley.
Oh, fabulous. That's Ruby Turner and the Jules Holland Band. And with me in the studio here at Solihull Radio is Steve from Tin Fish. And I think we may have some listeners, some friends of yours in sunny Spain. Is that right?
Yes, indeed. We went out and played at a punk festival in November, and it was put on by a good friend of mine, Martin Hope, from the band The Reinfected, who are, hi guys, who are a fantastic band. Rowley, Mats, Klaus, great guys. And Belinda's out there, Belinda Sims, hello to her. And we had a special guest, they joined us on the night, Jesse Lynn Dean from The Wasps.
Wow.
Jumped up and did some of his old classics with The Reinfected, the band, and it was a fantastic night.
Brilliant, brilliant. So if you are listening, so that's Martin, Belinda, Jessie, just to say hi, thanks for joining us here on Solihull Radio. If you are listening in and if you've got any questions, music requests, or just want to say hello, then text us on 075 64 30 30 64 or drop us an email. It's studio@solihullradio.com, and we're just talking about all things music and Christmas, of course. I don't know what it's like. I think the weather's quite nice over there. I think it's about 75 today.
It's always nice.
Looking on, I know, it's not fair.
No.
It's really cold here today, although the sun has, it's actually stopped raining. I don't think it's, I think it's stopped raining over here for the last 10 days.
Well, first time.
Really, really bad, isn't it? Okay, so we're just talking about this CD, and I'm going to play in just a second track number 2, which is called Wanna Be Like Joe. Now, just off air, Steve, you were just telling me what's behind that, the lyrics for a start.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I was 16, 17, my first job was in a factory.
Okay.
And it wasn't my forte, really. It wasn't something I really wanted to do, but you've got to do these things. And the radio was at a particular time when Selector Ska and the Ramones and all that, Radio 1 was starting to play this stuff.
Yeah.
And the actual lyrics of the song are all true. I did have a guitar with a string missing. I did have a broken down car. I did work in a factory.
Oh.
I did learn to play guitar from Burt Weedon, Playing a Day, the 3 chords.
Oh, I remember Burt Weedon.
Every aspiring punk should have had that book. 3 chords, including fifths.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And Barbarella's was the place to go. It really was, back up Broad Street. And that's where all the travelling bands, we were only 16, 17 at the time, but, you spend as much time uptown as possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Hoping for a glimpse of our heroes, or chasing the Clash around the top rank, or Dale End, or...
Wow.
So it's true.
So this is all based around truth.
Indeed.
And this is track number 2. Yeah? Should we have a listen to this?
When I got my first guitar, 3 strings on a broken car, where I heard punk rock on the radio. Used to work in a factory, 9 to 5 depressing me. That's where I heard punk rock on the radio. Hey ho, wanna be like Joey Ramone on the radio. Hey ho, wanna be like Joe. But we done playing a day. 3 chords is what they say. All you need for a song on the radio. Barbarella's was the place to go. Late at night, the John Peel show. That's where I heard punk rock on the radio. Hey ho, wanna be like Joey Ramone on the radio. Hey ho, wanna be like Joe. Hey ho, wanna be like Joey Ramone on the radio. Hey ho, wanna be like Joe. When I got my first guitar, 3 strings on a broken car, that's where I heard punk rock on the radio. Used to work in a factory, 9 to 5 depressing me. That's where I heard punk rock on the radio. Hey ho, wanna be like Joey Ramone on the radio. Hey ho, wanna be like Joe. Hey ho, wanna be like Joey Ramone on the radio. Hey ho, wanna be like Joe.
Ooh, That was a sudden ending. I didn't expect that. We've discovered something, haven't we, while that was on?
Yes, indeed.
Is that my fault? Go on, do tell.
It's yeah, you could sing Denis Denis over the top of it.
Couldn't you? Bit of Blondie. That would be the brilliant mashup. That'd be my new arrangement. Right, I've had a text message come in here, but it's not signed actually, but it just says Tin Fish. How can we listen to Let's Make Some Noise?
Right, you can listen to that on Spotify, Apple Music, or you can go to the record label Bunny Boiler Records.
Oh, okay.
And you can buy it from there if you want the album. It's for sale digitally on there. And I think you can go on YouTube. I think there's a video of it on YouTube as well.
Perfect.
Which we did at the beginning of the year by a really talented video director. Big shout out to Joel Carr for this. He was absolutely fantastic. And we green screened the whole thing.
Ah.
And that's on YouTube. You just got to put Tin Fish, Let's Make Some Noise, and you can see the video there.
Perfect. Okay, so what gigs have you got on the horizon? Anything local or?
We've got next Saturday is our Tin Fish Christmas Bash, which is at the Red Lion in Shirley.
Okay, that's nice and local.
Everybody, got some great bands on that. Everybody's welcome to that. We've got Martha's Needle, the Dudes, ourselves, and a band coming down from Stafford called the Wild Strays, who are friends of ours. We've also got a very talented poet called Nick Nib,
right?
aka the Bishop.
Okay.
And he does fantastic punk poetry. He's poet in residence at Coventry Art Museum, I believe.
Okay.
And we go back again 40 years to when the band started off together, and we were in alternative noise and noise together in the late 70s, early 80s.
So what have you got on the horizon next year, for example? Do you have a lot of gigs and do you have an agent, or is you just sort of work everything out yourselves?
It comes in, the phone rings. We do a lot of gigs through Adam Ward in Punks Alive, who's a Birmingham promoter. So we tend to play with him, and played with the UK subs on Wednesday, and we played the Vibrators, 999, all the bands of the day.
Yeah.
So we go on the bill with other bands for that.
Okay.
We generate our own gigs, which Joe at the Red Lion kindly lets us have the back room, and then we'd like to invite bands onto that and get them to play with us. And then Ashley Mitchell, the governor of Bunny Boiler Records, he does shows and promotes as well. So we go and do that kind of stuff with him, and then anything else, if the phone rings, we go and play.
Perfect. Okay, so I'd just like to say thank you for joining me this afternoon on Solihull Radio. Love this CD. Got a couple more tracks that I'm going to play next week, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Track 3, Money Back, and the other one is Machine Gun Love. So what is do you have a website?
No, we're on Facebook. You can find us on there.
Just put in Tin Fish
on Facebook and we'll come up.
Brilliant. Okay, and so the gig in Shirley was on, what was the date?
Saturday the 15th, this coming Saturday.
Oh, this Saturday.
This Saturday coming. We've got the Glubster doing sound and light for us, and it's going to be a fun party evening.
Brilliant. So let's everyone can get down there and enjoy that and enjoy your music. Thanks ever so much.
Thanks, Leigh.
Going to put a bit more Christmas music on. I said we've got a double whammy with Stevie Wonder. This is Stevie Wonder, and it's called Someday at Christmas.
Someday at Christmas, men won't be boys, playing with bombs like kids play with toys. One warm December, our hearts will see a world where men are free. Someday at Christmas, there'll be no wars, when we have learned what Christmas is for. When we have found what life's really worth, there'll be peace on earth. Someday all our dreams will come to be. Someday in a world where men are free. Maybe not in time for you and me, but someday at Christmas time. Someday we'll see a land with no hungry children
on Solihull Radio.
This is Maroon 5 and This Love.
I was so high I did not recognize the fire burning in her eyes, the chaos that controlled my mind. Whispered goodbye, she got on a plane, never to return again, but always in my heart. Oh, this love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before. Her heart is breaking in front of me, and I have no choice, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I tried my best to feed her appetite, keep her coming every night, so hard to keep her satisfied. Oh, kept playing love like it was just a game, pretending to feel the same, but turn around and leave again. But oh, this love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before. Her heart is breaking in front of me, and I have no choice, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore. Oh, oh, whoa, whoa. I'll fix these broken things, repair your broken wings, and make sure everything's alright. It's alright. My pressure on your hips, sticking my fingertips to every inch of you, 'cause I know that's what you want me to do. This love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before. Her heart is breaking in front of me, and I have no choice, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore. This love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before, and my heart is breaking in front of me. She said goodbye too many times before. This love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before. Her heart is breaking in front of me, and I have no choice, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore.
Leigh Perry on Solihull Radio.
There you go. That was Maroon 5, of course, and This Love. So hopefully on the phone, I should have local resident Mike Fisher. Hello?
Hello there, Leigh.
Oh,
How are
perfect. I'm absolutely fine. How are you?
you? Wizard.
Good, good. So you were going to be my new Solihull correspondent.
Right.
Did you know that?
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Good, it's fantastic. Those of you who know, obviously you came on the phone line. It was quite a while. I can't remember. Was it a couple of months ago?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and we were talking about the awful situation of the fly tipping that was going
Yes,
on.
about 3 or 4 tons of it in the lane twice.
Yes, yeah. Just refresh our memories, Mike.
Yes. And do you want me to tell you how it's gone?
Yeah, can you just give us a recap as to what
Okay,
you
well,
came on
basically,
originally? Yeah.
some people with an Irish number plate, which we got on record, came in the lane on a Monday night and tipped about 1.5 to 2 tons of rubbish right up the lane, the public highway.
Yeah.
And we got it moved. Solihull Council moved it. And then again on the Friday, just before the bank holiday, they came and did it again on the Thursday night. That was the Friday before the bank holiday. And this time it included a couple of carcasses of 2 calves and some really disgusting rubbish.
It's just,
And,
yeah.
we got that. We had to tidy that up ourselves and take it to the council tip. I mean, because otherwise it would have been there all weekend.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, it was the same people, the same car number. We've got them on CCTV doing the business. Same white Transit, Irish number plates. Reported it to everybody that I could think of, including, of course, the local police. Not much follows, but sort of platitudes of people saying, oh, they're doing their best and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And I then heard there was a public meeting of the police in Catherine de Barnes on a Saturday morning, and I thought I'll go along there and see what I can find out what's happening. And I went there and waited there in the cold for an hour, and the police didn't turn up, and I wasn't at all impressed.
No, I'm not surprised.
A short while later, I heard the police had made another arrangement to come to Catherine de Barnes and have another meeting with the local residents, and I went there and sat in a cold hall on a Saturday morning for another hour with 6 or 7 people who were all looking to see the police, and the police didn't turn up. At which point, I got quite angry and sent the policeman a snotty email saying, really, he hadn't done himself any favours because he was meeting 6 or 7 people who wanted to try and help him.
Yeah.
And really all he'd done is, mess them about. Anyway, so I didn't hear any more about my fly tipping, but shortly after, not long ago, in fact, I bumped into one of the 2 local police constables who works this area. And I said to him, look, I'm really a little bit annoyed as to what is happening. I've given you CCTV footage clearly of a number plate on a white Ford Transit and a nasty crime being committed. And he looked at them, and he looked at me, he said, I know nothing about it.
What?
And I thought, the police are completely and utterly useless. And so are most of the local people who are meant to supply services around here. They have meeting after meeting with what they call stakeholders and everybody else. And they can't even tell each other what's going on in their various neighbourhoods.
Oh, that is unbelievable.
Well, it is unbelievable. And I just like to remind, if there was a policeman listening, I expect there isn't, but if there was, I've got 2 friends, one who was caught speeding in France and hounded out in England, so they're perfectly capable of finding you, and one who was recently caught speeding in Germany, in their cars, and they were both speeding, they admit it, and they were caught and found from Germany and from France in England. So here we've got a situation in Solihull where if you want to do a crime, do it with an Irish number plate.
Yeah.
Because even if the police happen to be awake, they don't seem to have any connection with the DVLC or its equivalent, DVLA, whatever it is, in Ireland. We have a CCTV footage of people committing a crime.
We're not just talking about a bag of rubbish here either, are we? It's just
We're certainly
horrendous.
Not.
I saw the photographs.
3 tons of rubbish is not a bag.
No, exactly. In the carcasses.
All the way down a highway.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
But what is so awful, Lee, is that everybody will give you platitudes, put their arm around you, we're doing the best we can.
I know.
And you just know that it's complete and utter rubbish. But you only find it out when by chance you meet the local police constable who says he knows nothing about it. So they can't even tell them.
Unreal.
Tragedy, isn't it?
So
we're paying big money out.
Yeah, yeah.
We're told everybody's short of money.
I know.
It's disgusting.
I know. So how has it been left, Mike?
Well, how's it left? Nobody's doing anything.
Gosh.
Nobody is doing, and I just know that all the people who have told me what they're doing and they're trying to find out, well, they're not.
No.
If the Prime Minister had been murdered with that number plate on it, we'd know straight away who owned the car.
Yeah.
Wouldn't we? If it was a serious crime.
Yeah, of course
somebody would find out. Well, there must be a way of finding out. They're just not bothered.
Yeah. What about council? Have they got involved?
Well, the council, they were all part of it. I've had a very nice, they're all nice people. The local council chap came round and said, it's all on these cameras now, and as soon as that car goes through a camera, we'll get notified. But it's amazing, isn't it? 2 months later, that car hasn't gone through a camera. No. Of course it's gone through lots of cameras and probably committed lots of crimes.
Exactly.
The facts are that either it isn't connected to anybody, or, just as it happens locally, nobody's bothered to tell the poor chap in the council.
Yeah, unreal,
They
unreal.
don't speak. They tell us they're speaking, but they don't.
No, there's no communication. That's the thing,
There's
isn't
no
it?
communication, no proper communication, no follow-through. They're just wasting our money.
Sure, that's awful, really,
Awful.
really sorry to hear that. You're not going to let it go, are you? Are you going to?
Well, not really, but I don't know quite short of going to Ireland and asking to see their DVLA, and I don't suppose they'd tell me.
No, have you put in an official complaint?
Yeah, but we'll keep trying, and no doubt, well, maybe somebody who's listening to this could give us a lead as to what you do next. But
yeah.
one of the things we should do is stop paying the police.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, thanks for that, although it's not good news. Keep us informed, and you're going to be joining us anyway as a correspondent, just to let us know what's going on locally, Solihull, in the area, good and bad news, events and everything like that. So
I will.
Brilliant.
All right, well,
sorry
give me
to
a
hear
ring
that.
when you want to hear.
Will
Take
do.
care, and I enjoy your programme. Keep going.
Thank you very much. You too.
Lots of love.
Don't let
Bye-bye.
it go. Bye. Oh, gosh, not good news, eh? Not good news. Right. Okay, I have my other guest joining me in just a few minutes, and that is another local band, Tokyo Storm. So you can get in touch with us here on 0121 70 40 185. You can text in on 075 64 30 30 64, or drop us an email, studio@solihullradio.com. Just coming up to the hour, we've got lots of great music in the second half of the show, including some Wycliffe, some Lily Allen and some Wham. But right now, this is the latest track from Hosier. Absolutely love this. Have played it a couple of times before, but I still love it. It's called Nina Cried Power.
It's not the waking, it's the rising. It is the grounding of a foot uncompromising. It's not forgoing of the light, it's not the opening of eyes, it's not the waking, it's the rising. It's not the shade, we should be past it. It's the light and it's the obstacle that casts it. It's the heat that drives the light, it's the fire it ignites. It's not the waking, it's the rising. It's not the song, it is the singing. It's the heaven of the human spirit ringing. It is the bringing of the line, it is the bearing of the rhyme. It's not the waking, it's the rising. And I could cry behind it. Lord, the fear of fellow man is a mere assignment, and everything that we're denied by keeping the divide. It's not the waking, it's the rising. And I could cry.
Oh yeah, oh what a night. Baby, sophisticated mama. Come on, you disco lady. Yeah, stay with me tonight, mama. Yeah.
If you hear any noise, it ain't the boys, it's ladies now. Gonna step out ladies night, stepping out ladies night. Gonna step out ladies night, stepping out ladies night.
Oh yes, it's ladies night, and the feeling's right. Oh yes, it's ladies night. Oh what a night.
Oh, what a night.
Oh yes, it's ladies night, and the feeling's right. Oh yes, it's ladies night. Oh what a night.
On disco lights, your name will be seen. You can fulfill all your dreams. Party here, party there, everywhere. This is your night, baby, and you got to be there. Well, this is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be alright.
Solihull Radio.
We're 1,000 miles from comfort. We have traveled land and sea. But as long as you are with me, there's no place I'd rather be. I would away forever, exalted in the sea. As long as I am with you, my heart continues to beat. With every step we take, Kyoto to the bay, strolling so casually. We're different and the same, gave you another name, switch up
place I'd rather be. Yeah. I'd rather be.
That was Clean Bandit featuring Jess Glynn. So I'm back. That was a bit scary. I don't expect that live on Solihull Radio on a Sunday afternoon. But one of the computers just crashed. So there we go. You at least know that we are live. And with me right now in the studio are my second group of guests. And they are the guys from the band Tokyo Storm. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
That was a bit scary.
Absolutely.
Was it you?
Yeah.
Did you pull the wires out?
Scary monster.
I must introduce you. So I've got Jason Edwards and Joe Bartnicki from the band, as I say, Tokyo Storm. So I wondered what you were doing under the desk earlier. That's it. You were just pulling all the wires out, weren't you?
It was that band before.
Was
God,
it? Yeah. It was that tin fish.
Yeah, shh. Don't tell anyone.
Oh gosh, all things are flashing on the screen in front of me. Anyway, so tell us about the band first of all. How it's a 4-piece.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, and who's talking first? Jason.
No, I'm not talking first.
You're not.
That's it. Yeah.
No, I can do, but I just think maybe Joe can explain because I came a little bit later to the project. So.
Okay.
Over to Joe.
It started off basically with a guy called Bob Peach who invited me to put some music together, record in his studio, which is on the Warwick Road in Solihull. We've been together since we were 17, which is billions of years ago, so to speak. On and off with bands throughout the 80s and 90s and what have you. So, yeah, it was a bit awkward because I'd sort of been out of the way of music, although I'd been playing in a Journey tribute band up and down the country. Hadn't really wrote anything for quite a few years, and yeah, he seemed to inspire me big style, and songs started to appear, ideas for songs, and I'd sort of pack up work on a Tuesday and go over to his studio and do the same on a Thursday, and we really started to spawn some great ideas, and once we put these together, we then went looking for a vocalist and found Ben over Facebook.
Okay.
Through a friend on there. Within 24 hours, we were interviewing him on a Sunday over in Bridge North, I think it was, just outside Kidderminster. And yeah, we took Ben over to Summerfield Recording Studios, the other side of Birmingham, and started to record his vocals, the vocal lines and words that I wrote. We put him through his paces basically, and this was proof of the pudding is in the album. After a while we decided, right, we want to take this live, so we went on the hunt for a bass player, and I found one, but he refused me.
It wasn't quite a refusal, Jack.
It was a refusal, yeah. He was so up himself. No, I don't want to do that. So about, I think, how much longer was it?
There was a second message with, with details of
join or die.
Oh, I see. Ultimatum.
No, basically, I did almost pass it up, I have to be honest. But when Joe got back in touch, probably about a month or so later, I was playing in a covers band at the time, bass player, backing vocals, and I kind of wanted to do kind of more kind of dancey, kind of, I don't know, soul-y kind of stuff for my sins. But he did send a link to a demo, and once I'd heard the demo, I just it was a no-brainer. Music was just up my street from from my late 80s days, AOR, which is my thing. And I thought, I've got to go and see these guys, and you know, maybe I've got a chance of playing with them and writing some stuff with them. So that's how it started. It was on the second message. I actually read all the message this time and listened to the stuff. So that's when I joined, and that was late last year, I think, kind of end of October, wasn't it, Joe?
You actually surprised us because you mentioned the word, well, you know, the letters AOR, and we were flabbergasted. Well, this isn't AOR, is it? And
this is AOR.
This is AOR.
Yeah.
And for those people out there that are wondering what AOR stands for, in the UK it's album orientated rock, basically.
Or
in America,
American orientated rock. Adult.
No, it's adult orientated rock. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, over there, and that's the sort of likes of Journey and
Foreigner,
Toto.
Toto.
Yeah, that sort of thing. So,
which great bands.
Well, I must say, I love the title Tokyo Storm. So, where did that come from, and whose idea was that for the name of the band?
There's three names for the band. We started off the project with Ice, and that lasted about 18 months. And
Bit cold.
Very cold start. That lasted about 18 months, and we found that there was a band from the late 80s in Tamworth that had stuff posted on iTunes, and so that went by the wayside. And then we were doing some demo vocals with Ben, and he came up with an idea, which are the lyrics from one of the songs. It's called Staring at the Sun. And so we went with that for a while, and then in London we found another band that was called Staring into the Sun.
Thank God.
Yeah, to tell you the truth. And then for about 3 or 4 months, I just banded around with ideas, because every band name is taken.
Yeah.
It is so hard to come up with a band name nowadays.
Yeah, you said that earlier.
Yeah.
So
It's everybody's had the idea and taken it, and so eventually Tokyo. Yeah, I could start something, and eventually I came up with Tokyo Storm, and I found a great font for it. Bob, the producer, drummer in the band, came back and says, "You need to space that out by about 600%." And I went, "Okay, yeah, all right." So he did it, looked at it, and went, "Yeah, that's really good." And then nothing seemed to happen after that. I think about 2 weeks later I was in the studio just finishing off a song, and I went, "Did you have a look at that Tokyo Storm?" And I put it on, hid it away on a website and showed him the font. He went, "That's a great name." I was absolutely dismayed because we took so long to decide to take the name, and within seconds there was a Facebook page. I'd gone onto the website and booked the name.com, tokyo-storm.com.co.uk, just so as nobody else could get in there. And
Nice push, Joe. I like that.
Yeah. Did you like that? I think they call that a segue or something like that on the radio.
very, very clever.
It's
So
not
I've
the
got the
segue I'm thinking
album right here.
Yep.
So we're going to play track 2.
Yeah. Which is This Love? Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about that. So you're actually the writer, aren't
Yes.
you?
Yeah.
Joe? You don't let anyone else have a go.
I come up with the ideas, I put the lyrics in, the melodies, and then I take it off to the rehearsal studios now, and then we do the arrangements. But for that album, it was Bob and I that decided on how things would be set out with a song and what would go where the lead break would go and what have you. Some things just fell into place, and he'd look at me and go, "Nothing to do with that one." So
what's this about? What's this track?
It's love and war, basically, between couples and what have you. So yeah,
it's the track that made me want to join this band, basically. Definitely a single.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's have a listen. Nice. Like that. We were just, yeah, great vocals. Love that sound. You've got a text message come in here from a Carol Davis for you, for Tokyo Storm. The question is, when is your next gig and where?
Over to the booking agent over the side of the road.
Because I was going to say, this isn't your day job. You've all got jobs, and then this is something that you do.
We're playing. We wasn't meant to play till next year. We've got one booked next year for June next year. That's up north. But we was trying to get a gig in before Christmas, and it was becoming quite an issue to get booked anywhere. And it just struck me the one day. I live in a small village called Borsal Common, and it's got a legion, British Legion, called Berkswell British Legion. And I just thought, it's a charity, obviously, and they could do with the money. And I just thought I'd ask my friend to ask the manager there, who was a member, any chance we can play on this 21st? It was a date we was all free, 21st of December, the Friday. We'll play for free, and he can take as much money on the bar as he can. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to push that date. It'll be the first run out the band have had live, and hopefully put us, set us up for next year, which should be hopefully a big year for Tokyo Storm. So that's how it kind of came about.
Wonderful. Okay, another text message has come in for you from a Tony D. Do we know who that is?
Tony D. Sounds like a disc jockey.
It does, doesn't it?
Not half, mate. Absolutely. Yes.
I'll play my little jingle in a minute.
Go on then. Yeah.
If I can get it to work today. This is Tokyo Storm. Love your music. Where can I listen to your songs?
There is a snippets page, a taster, so to speak, on our website. So if you go to www.tokyo-storm.com, you can navigate your way to a little player on there that's got little snips. The album itself, well, you can buy that hopefully next year, and we're looking at releasing it about May time. We're sort
Q2, yeah.
Yeah, we're playing table tennis with it. One half of us is saying March, the other half is saying May. I think the latter, to lead the truth, because we can get out there next year and promote the album.
Yeah. I've got the album here in my hand. Very pretty.
Thank you very much.
Isn't it? Very artistic.
Thank you. Very 70s, isn't it?
Yeah, actually. So it's called Optimistic State of Mind. That's the album.
That's a title track off the album, yeah.
Okay, so where was this recorded?
It was recorded. The recording studio is an attic in Solihull, which is it's got a great little setup there, and the guitar work, the drums and stuff, bass, which I recorded in that studio, and then the vocals were recorded at a place called Summerfield Recording Studios over the side.
I've heard of, yeah.
It's where all the big guns go, like ELO.
UB40 go there.
I think they do, but ELO have been rehearsing there as well.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, fantastic.
So, yeah.
And the artwork? Is that something you've done, or have you outsourced that?
There's a website called DeviantArt, and I've been a big fan of it, 'cause some of the stuff is absolutely divine on there. And it's a really strange story. We were on holiday in Cape Verde one night and had an early night. The wife said, let's go and watch a film. The entertainment here is not up to much. So we got into bed, put a film on the laptop, and within 10 minutes she was asleep. So I went on to DeviantArt, and Gwyneth had just posted some artwork on there. And so I just messaged her, and she came back and said, I'd love to do some stuff for you. Would you like to send me a song so as I can get a bit of inspiration for the artwork? And I wrote her a message, because the next song that you're going to hear is the title track off the album. It was inspired by my sister, that it was just going into hospital to have some big surgery done on a cancer that she'd got. And that was the story for the song, basically. She's such a positive person, so it's a positive song. And I put together the words. Yeah, it just flew together, and So artwork, it all just fell into place. I showed Bob, the drummer, the artwork, and he went, "Oh yeah, absolutely love that."
Yeah,
I
it
banded
is.
it around the family and a few friends, and they went, "That's great." And yeah, that's how the album cover came about. Because
Lovely.
Mrs. B fell asleep, and I went on the
As you
surf.
do, as you do.
I
It
went
was
on
the
a-
company.
Okay, so we're going to listen to this now, yeah?
Yeah,
This is
sure.
track 1. This is a title track.
Title track of the
Brilliant.
album. Enjoy.
Okay, thank you.
Living in a higher place, see the smile upon your face.
So that's Tokyo Storm, and Jason and Joe are with me here at Solihull Radio. Another great track there. So this album is due out around about May next year. Yeah. Okay, so just tell us again about this upcoming gig. So it's a week Friday.
It is, isn't it? 21st. Yeah.
21st.
Oh my God, yes, it is.
Oh my goodness, right on Christmas.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Is it tickets? Turn up at the door?
No, just turn up free in.
Free in.
Absolutely free. So
okay.
yeah, anybody wants to check us out because it's local as well. I think that's the place to go. I know, a lot of people might be Christmas shopping and stuff, but come on.
Yeah.
You've got other days you can do that.
There's a lot of people having Christmas parties and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Forget about that. Get on down to the British Legion.
Support your British Legion.
Support your local rock band as well.
Perfect.
Yes,
so it's Tokyo Storm at the British Legion, Balsall Common on the Friday. What time?
Kick off 9ish.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it's still do the Christmas shopping, then followed by.
Yeah,
you could get down
you
to
could
the
pop
British
your head
Legion.
round the door at your Christmas party and have your first course and then zoom off. We might even hold it back till about 9:30.
Yeah.
Can I just quickly say, I'd like to plug Gwyneth for that fantastic artwork.
Yeah,
if you ever
it
want to
is,
look
it's
her
lovely.
up, she's on DeviantArt, and it's Pendragon Arts. Absolutely top lady. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Just
It's
a little
absolutely
plug.
gorgeous.
You did it, Joe.
Really great. Really
You plugged
great.
her.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did. What are your musical inspirations? Who are your favourite artists of all time?
My favourite artists were introduced to me by Bob Peach, who's obviously the drummer on the album and producer of the album, co-producer of the album. He introduced me in 1983 to an album called Escape by Journey, and I was besotted from then onwards. Absolutely besotted with them. To the point where I think it was in 2008 I joined a Journey tribute band and went around the country playing
did you?
music. Yeah.
And it has got a sort of that sound, hasn't
It's
it? We
got
just
everything, hasn't it? It's got
Yeah.
melody in there, it's got
Yeah.
good guitar work, it's got good vocals, and any track like that, don't matter who by, that's it, you've got me hooked.
yeah. And Jason, your music
Influences.
tastes, influences.
God, too many to mention. I love a bit of U2, Adam Clayton. I love a bit of John Taylor, Duran Duran. Music-wise, Great White, Toto, Foreigner. Too many. Absolutely too many. Just love music.
Yeah, me too. John Taylor was saw him recently. He was at the Birmingham Music Awards.
Yeah.
You should enter that.
Dropping names.
You should enter that, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
Heard of the Birmingham Music Awards? It was only founded actually last year.
Oh, okay.
So it's happening again.
Oh,
So
so
you
we'll
should,
be on next year then.
Yeah,
will we?
definitely. You should definitely look them up. So what have you got lined up this Christmas? Anything exciting? Quiet one?
Well, Santa's coming.
Yeah. If he comes down the chimney in my house, mate, I'll punch him on the nose. Oi, what do you think you're doing?
Send him to my house instead.
Okay.
Oh dear.
It's quite Christmas. Just 3-4 of us there, and then straight after Christmas, I'm jetting off to Australia to visit family over there for 3 weeks.
Oh, lovely.
I can't beat that.
Lovely. No.
Hot
Christmas
weather
with the family.
for 3 weeks. Great.
What will the weather be like there then? That time of year? Nice.
Sometimes in the 40s in
Oh my
Adelaide.
gosh.
Yeah.
Golly. Okay.
Yeah, unbearable.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And we'll have about 2 foot of snow from what I've heard.
But then I'll have a culture shock when I come back
You
on the
certainly
19th
will.
of Feb. Yeah.
You certainly will.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming in this afternoon and for this beautiful album. So I shall play a couple more tracks next week. And good luck with the release and good luck with the gig. I'm sure it'll be absolutely brilliant and hopefully come back in the whole band in the new year.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Leigh.
You're
Thank you
very,
very
very
much.
welcome.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks kindly.
Okay, we have I thought it was a very strange collaboration when I heard of this earlier on in the year, but here it is. This is Sting and Shaggy.
Ins come the musical thinker. Biddy bang bang, biddy bang. Sting and a Shaggy rock again. Well, this your one you keep you rocking in the streets. I make you skank and just a dance off your feet. Them never know say
say them your rhythm, you're so sweet. Music are the people heartbeat. So just dance if you're dancing.
Dance if you're dancing.
Skank if you're skanking.
Skank if you're skanking.
Move now if you're moving.
Move now if you're moving.
Groove now if you're grooving.
When she moves me inside, I feel so right now. I've got nothing to hide. When she moves,
the way you're moving and you're
sends
grooving,
my spirit so high. I love this groove now. I feel like touching the sky. Hey, I love this, to love and be loved.
love and below.
Above this, only heavens above.
Heaven
I
above
love
now.
this feeling, to love and be loved.
Love and below.
Nothing better, to love and be loved.
So me say listen, let me tell you this. Them your music we a play, a be a reminisce. Rubber dub where we a rock it at the nicest. You know see we have the whole world a vibe it. Now we can give the dance floor new meaning with this musical vibe that we feeling. Rubber dub where we a rock it at the nicest. You know see we have the whole world a like it.
I walk towards her with my two left feet.
You got the courage from the sweet reggae beat.
And then she greets me with a smile so sweet.
My heart goes boom boom, missing a beat.
When she moves,
the way she moving and she
when she
grooving.
moves me inside, I feel so right now.
I may say jam it with your jam
I've
it,
got
girl.
nothing to hide. When she moves,
Move now if you
sends
move,
my
girl.
spirit so high. I love this groove now.
Hey,
I feel like touching the sky.
dance on your feet now.
I love this, to love and be loved. Above this, only heavens above. I love this feeling, to love and be loved.
Feeling kinda right now.
Nothing better, to love and be loved. I love this, to love and be loved.
I'm in love.
Above this, only heavens above. I love this feeling, to love and be loved. Nothing better, to love and be loved.
Well, this your one you keep you rocking in the street. I make you skank and dust and dance off your feet. They never know say them your rhythm you're so sweet. Cause this your music is the people heartbeat. Hey, you just a skank if you're skanking. So move now if you're moving. Yeah, don't miss a groove now if you're moving. So move now if you're moving. Hey, hey, hey.
I love this, to love
See the
and
bang,
be
bang,
loved.
bang, bang, bang.
Above this, only heavens
Big on a
above.
shaggy rock
I
again.
love this feeling, to
Tell
love
it
and
to
be
your
loved.
sister and your friend.
Nothing better, to love and be
See
loved.
bang, bang, bang.
I love this.
Solihull Radio.
Here's Wham.
Every day I hear a different story. People saying that you're no good for me. Saw you love her with another and she's making a fool of you. Oh, if you love me, baby, you deny it. But you laugh
was Wham and of course Freedom, and we've just got about a quarter of an hour left of today's show, so I'd like to thank my guests, both local bands. We had Tin Fish and of course Tokyo Storm, and both of those have got Facebook pages if you want to look them up and see when they have their upcoming gigs. Also in the studio with me right now I have Arushi Sharma is actually working here on work experience, and she's going to be assistant producer over the coming months. Hi Arushi.
Hi Leigh.
Had a bit of a scary moment earlier on. That's a first.
Yeah.
Good job you were here. Reboot the computer. Right, so what we're going to be doing is just looking at local events, things that people can go to, they can visit, things to get involved with. So what have you got for us right now in the Solihull area?
So in the Solihull area, especially in the lead up to Christmas, there's quite a few things on. The main thing is in the Core Theatre in Solihull, the Sleeping Beauty pantomime, which will start on the Friday 14th of December and is on until the 6th of January in 2019. So you might want to get your tickets because it's a really I've been, and it's a really fun day out for family. Yeah, I used to go every year.
Oh, perfect.
So, yeah.
So that's at the Core.
At the Core Theatre in Solihull.
Perfect. Okay.
There's also an outdoor Christmas cinema on in Mell Square from the 10th of December till the 23rd of December, arranged by the Solihull BID, Business Improvement District. And it's a free cinema. You can literally turn up, and I think the showings of films, I think Jack Frost is on tomorrow at noon, and it's a first come, first serve basis with seatings, and you get hot chocolate and hot dogs. So yeah, it sounds like a really good day out for if anyone is in the Solihull area during the daytime.
That's lovely. I walked past that earlier actually. I went up to do a bit of Christmas shopping once I got set up and saw that.
Yeah.
Great. So that sounds like a good day out.
Yes.
Okay.
And from the 19th of December until the 23rd of December, there's the Solihull Festive Feast that's also organised by the Solihull BID. And I think you can just find that on the Solihull Observer website where it is, but it's on from 10 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So definitely if you want to get some food, any kind of festive food, cultural food, then that's the place to be.
Lovely. That sounds great. That's brilliant. Thank you for that.
No problem.
So you're going to come back to us each week or each show and just tell us what's going on in the local area for people to go and see.
Definitely.
And gigs and things like that. Brilliant. Thank you, Arushi.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to get a bit of Christmas music in today. We haven't had an awful lot of Christmas tracks. This one is Leona Lewis. I quite like this. Actually heard her sing this as a duet on the X Factor final last Saturday night, which reminded me about this song. This is called One More Sleep.
Snow was falling all around us. My baby's coming home for Christmas. I've been up all night inside my bedroom. He said that he'll be with me real soon. So I wait and I wait, but I've had as much as I can take, 'cause I got 5 more nights of sleeping on my own, 4 more days until you're coming home, 3 more dreams of you and mistletoe, 2 more reasons why I love you so. I got 5 more nights until you're next to me, 4 more days of being lonely, 3 more wishes I can barely breathe if I can make it to Christmas Eve. That is 1 more sleep, 1 more sleep, 1 more sleep, 1 more sleep. Oh, now I don't think I can remember a cold, lonely December, and I find myself staring at the window, wondering when you're gonna get back home. So I try, and I try, but there is nothing I can do to pass this time. I got 5 more nights of sleeping on my own, Christmas Eve. That is one more sleep. One more sleep. One more sleep. One more sleep. Yeah. Until we're rocking round the Christmas tree. Until I got you sitting next to me. We got a lot of catching up to do. I just can't take this five more nights on my own, 4 more days, 3 more dreams, mistletoe. I can't believe I ever let you go. On my own, until you're coming home. If I could make it to Christmas Eve, that is one more sleep. One more sleep. One more sleep. One more sleep.
Solihull Radio.
I wanna send this one out to my vanilla ice cream chocolate pudding pie that stayed with me in the hood through or die. Refugee girl.
Yeah, this one goes out to my almond joy, my banana that never split, the one that stuck with me.
They call us Ditch before I had the bling bling. I thought I'd end up in Sing Sing. Who would ever thought that we'd be doing our thing? I know I did a little cheating, but once I got caught, I sent you a dozen of roses. You sent them back and told me go to hell, but girl, you know that you take me as I am, even though my fam don't understand. Why I put that rock up on your hand? That's 'cause you take me as I am. Take me as I am.
Take me as I am.
I'ma take you as you are.
Even when my girls can't understand, they don't know. I choose you as my man. Why? 'Cause you take me as I am. My man.
You're my girl.
My man.
You're my girl.
My man.
You're my lady.
My man.
You're my baby.
When I was rocking jelly and had a little belly, who would have ever thought you think I was sexy? I stayed with an attitude. I admit I came off rude, but still you love me. I know I get on your nerves sometimes and I don't know why. You take me as I am. Even when my girls can't understand, I choose you as my man. 'Cause you take me as I am.
Take me as I am. You take me as I am. Girl, I'ma take you as you are. Even though my fam don't understand. They can't understand, no, 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 no. Why I put that rock up on your hand? Girl, that's 'cause you take me as I am. You're my girl.
You're my man.
You're my girl.
You're my man.
You're my lady.
My baby.
You're my baby.
My honey.
You're the ocean, the breeze that I feel when I'm blowing my trees along.
You're the sun that shines when the darkness strikes at night.
You're the love of my life. You're my girl. You're my wife. You're my everything.
You're mine, and I'm yours.
that I feel when I'm blowing my
It's another track from Love Actually, and that's Wycliffe with Sharissa. So we're nearly out of time for today's show. Just like to thank everybody for joining me here at Solihull Radio on Sunday sessions. Thanks to our guests, local bands Tin Fish and of course Tokyo Storm. Coming up this month, actually live, going to be doing a Thursday lunchtime. That's on the 20th of December, and that is a Solihull Radio Loose Women. And that's going to be the Psychic Show, back again with Psychic Beth, who's an author and a psychic medium, Sarah May, a medium, and Jackie Weaver. Jackie Weaver is a pet communicator and an author. So it's going to be the three psychics and me. That's going to be a fun one. Also got a very exciting special Christmas show coming up, which I shall be announcing this week. So thank you for listening. Have a safe week and stay well and enjoy the lead up to Christmas, and I'll see you very soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'm going to be finishing off with some D-Ream, and this is Things Can Only Get Better.
You can walk my path, you can wear my shoes, learn to talk like me, and be an angel too. But maybe you ain't never gonna feel this way, you ain't never gonna know me, but I know you. Singing in our things can only get better, can only get better. If we see it through, that means me and I mean you too. So teach me now the things can only get better, can only get, take it on from me, you know. I know that things can only get better. I sometimes lose myself in me, I lose track of time, and I can't see the woods for the trees. You set them alive, burn the bridges as you've gone. I'm too weak to fight, yeah. I got my personal hell to deal with. And then you say, walk my path, wear my shoes, talk like that, I'll be an angel. And things can only get better, can only get better. Now I found you, and you show me prejudice and greed, and you've shown me how I must learn to deal with this disease. I'll look at things now in a different light than I did before, and I find the cause, and I think that you can be my cure. So teach me to walk your path, wear your shoes, talk like that, I'll be an angel. And things can only get better, can only
Leigh Perry on Solihull Radio.